Hey guys, Griffin Cooper here at Ablewaytech. We're going to do another daily debrief of a trade on one of my targets I've been trading for a long time, EWZ Brazill ETF. This wasn't a great day. Just ended up getting break even. Some days are like that, you know. But those are the days we learn the most from, are our mistakes, or the days that we have challenges. So, in the value of honesty and integrity and transparency, let's debrief it. Okay, so February 21st, 2023 is the date of the debrief. Basically, we had this move here, open, went up, failed at the same point, came back down. We talked about a lot in the last video that didn't get recorded with sound. It was how we noticed now that although the PSAR had only flipped here, and this whole thing, the PSAR went down, over here, the RL10 did cross the dragon. And that can only happen if you have a significant turning point, which is what we had with all these bars coming up here. So that the sell-off was not completely, this was like a two-leg down move, which is still good, but you can see that this became a resistance point. What we're trying to bank on is this kind of thing, right? Is that kind of panic selling. We were ready here at this point to enter either when price came up to 1 MMRB or when the PSAR flipped. PSAR flips, we got a great entry here. And then we were trailing. Our initial stop was down here, so we know if price came back down through here, we would have exited. It didn't, it came up. We're marking the blue arrows for when we knew we would get to no lose plus dinner for two. So to me, right around here, it had gone up, and then was starting to kind of compress. And at that point, then I said, you know, this is where I would say I would want to get my risk out. For right now, we're just leaving the stop in place until the PSAR flips. So, and it actually ended up then coming up a little bit more. We had these nice highs, that's feeling good. And then again, what we talked about was this resistance point here. And so not surprising that it hesitated there. What did surprise me was I was sitting there writing in my trading journal some ideas and insights like a good little boy. And then we had this bar. And that bar kind of took me by surprise. I also, the sound turned down on my computer for some reason, so I didn't even hear the alert. When the PSAR flipped, so anyway, we ended up just getting out with the skin of our teeth for just basically a scratch, you know, slightly positive. So I didn't take the short trade because we had just closed a positive trade, and I'm just trying to limit my trading right now. But we got to have some kind of rule that it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It went all the way down to like 10 PSARs. So even though the RL10 didn't flip, that seems like a good enough reason to get out. You know, an override could have been like here, you know, at 5 PSARs, just get out. If we did take the short, it would have been there because that was when our PSAR had flipped to the downside, and otherwise we would have had to wait till here, which seems too late. So we would have gotten in there, and then our initial stop would have been like here. Wouldn't have been a full 1 hour loss, and then that would have worked out really nicely. You can see it comes all the way down. That would have been like 1, about 2R, and then we probably would have ratcheted our stop down from here down to here and gotten out there for a really nice 1.5 hour trade, or else the PSAR would have flipped. Even if we waited for the PSAR print to flip, that would have been here, which would have been like about all this, which would have been like 1.2. If price only makes a shallow pullback, like even though this was a positive trade here, you know, just barely positive, basically a scratch, we still had what looked to me like this move where it was failing, you know, rolling over at the previous resistance point. And just looking at it in terms of like how big the moves are. And you can see that out of this large channel that came down, the pullback was about there. You know, it was like a 1/3 pullback, you know, 30% maybe retracement. And when something like that happens, it seems to me like the best idea then is to still be ready to go short, because it's such a shallow, you know, when you look at it in context, it's actually pretty shallow, the pullback. So that's it for this debrief. You know, 0.04, that was just one trade. So in the grand scheme of things, not a big deal. And, you know, learning to think in terms of probabilities. We teach all these patterns in our Applied Systems Development course. We're starting a new wave of coaching lessons when we do live coaching. We're going to do a Kata challenge workshop where we go exactly what these patterns and techniques, indicators, all that stuff is in a very regimented, controlled way so that we can learn it. And then we're going to get together as a group and go over all them together so we can learn from each other, share our insights. We're really excited about it. That's going to be coming up at the end of this month. We'll put the in the description the course link for that, as well as discounts. So thank you for watching, and that's it.